Okay, great. So I hope that you've made the exercise, and by the time being right now, you have a specific time that you're going to dedicate to writing. Again, I emphasize on this, and I can't stress this enough. What we want here is having just a time slot that we can allocate to start writing. Okay, so I'm just going to continue this short course with my example, which is just 10 minutes, 10 freaking minutes. I think that everyone can just commit to write 10 minutes, even if, as I told you, it was like a horror scenario. 10 minutes, just commit to 10 minutes. So this is the thing. So the second step that we are going to set up here is actually to define the exact moment of the day when we are going to practice this habit. Okay. So for myself, again, it's in the morning. Like everything what happens after the morning, I mean, it's just a bonus for me, right? I don't really rely on everything that's happened actually after 12 o'clock, right? So afternoon, I'm finished. I'm fried. I'm just exhausted. And if I can, let's say, kick in or be able to add another work session, let's say after a nap or something, I'm going to do so. But most of the time, I'm just a morning person. So the thing is that I want you to define a specific time slot where you are going to dedicate yourself to this, okay? Of course, there will be some days where you have, let's say, an emergency, you have to go to the hospital, you have to do some paperwork, you have to do this, you have to do that. Don't take this in consideration. And actually, what you could do is if let's say you have a lot of, let's say, paperwork going on, then you just have to put this in or take this in consideration and actually just start writing either before or after, right? So the thing is that being able to wake up a little bit earlier, just to do this freaking 10 minutes, just writing those 10 minutes could be actually the solution to that, right? And the thing is that you have actually two options. Either you tell yourself, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down every day at 9 a.m. or at 7 a.m. or at 5 a.m. or whatever, and I'm just going to write. Or you define actually a specific moment in time. So let's say if you're the kind of person who takes showers in the morning, well, then you can just tell yourself, well, what I'm going to do is after I'm taking my shower in the morning, whether that's 9:30 or at 9:45 or at 7:15, we don't really care. It's just after the shower, right? And those triggers actually are pretty powerful. You can do the same thing, let's say, after breakfast, before the breakfast. So during the last couple of weeks, I have, just to give you, to show you exactly how I'm doing it, I just found I just started this free writing habit with actually just starting writing, let's say, after my morning coffee, right? Which is usually, well, it depends, usually between 7:30 and 9:30, right, at the maximum. So I found myself having nice concentration, but then it's just I just thought that, well, I could certainly optimize this stuff. So right now, what I've tested, I guess it was in the last couple of around 10 days or something like this, and for the time being, it works pretty well. Is just start writing before breakfast, right? When you're a little bit groggy, when you're a little bit, say, still in the clouds, and not when you're not at 100% of your intellectual capacity. This is interesting because I know that, well, I can reward myself. Excuse me if it sounds a little bit silly or a little bit strange, but I can reward myself with a nice breakfast because I've just done the things that I committed to. I've just wrote my 10 minutes, and yeah, if I'm able to write more than that, then I'm going to do so. And if not, I'm just going to take my breakfast and then move on with actually the other work and the other stuff that I want to do, right? So this is the thing. So I'm really just using it as like an ignition to just start off my day, just start off my working day, right? So usually I also think about stuff, and then I wake up and maybe I have some ideas, something like this. But the thing is, I putting the things on a paper is actually pretty important. And when I say putting stuff on paper, actually how I'm doing it is I'm using digital paper, right? But you could do this actually analog or digital. It's totally up to you. So I like to do it digital because First, I have a very bad handwriting, and sometimes I have some some troubles to actually just read what I wrote. And the second thing is that most of the time, what I free write, I'm going to recycle this and repurpose this in, let's say, could be an article, an email, something that I put on my website. So it just makes the stuff way easier, right? So this is actually the second exercise that I want you to do right now, is actually defining a time and a specific time of your day where you are going to dedicate to this, right? So the first exercise, we talked about the duration. Right now, I want you to actually find the trigger, something that triggers this habit, okay? Something that will trigger the fact of start writing, okay? So please do that exercise, and I see you in the next lesson.